Hey, this is Passy from Passy's World of ICT, the guy with the white hat, with another totally awesome Python programming turtle lesson, and we're going to be looking at fractal patterns today, which are these really interesting guys that make great repeating shapes. We're going to make a tree, we're going to make snowflakes, and we're going to make colored triangles. It's going to be so much fun. All right, so what are these fractal patterns? It involves this thing called recursion, and recursion is where a function or a process, it kind of repeats itself inside itself, so that you get kind of smaller versions of the same thing happening while the bigger version is happening. It's a little bit hard to explain, but you'll see it in these pictures here, like just looking at the triangles one, for example. See how there's small triangles, and then there's kind of a medium-sized triangle, and even these blue ones are little small triangles as well. There's a big triangle around the outside. So we've got triangles inside triangles inside triangles, and that is a classic case of recursion to make a fractal type pattern. Okay, remember, YouTube's just where we have the videos. Our full programming course, which you need to check out, is on the Passy's World of ICT website. Just Google that and find it. Go to the Python tab, and that'll bring up the lessons in the order in which you're supposed to do them. All right, so in this lesson, we're going to build on the drawing skills from the previous 3 lessons. So like, it's really important you've done those previous 3 lessons about drawing shapes, how to make multiple shapes, and how to do some repeating patterns, okay? Because this lesson's going to build on that, and you're going to have to do some color fill for some fractals and go back and know your color fill code to fill a color to be able to do that. So all these triangles here, for example, are colored in, and you're going to have to know how to color them in. All right, so notice the repeats of triangles inside triangles, which we were talking about. This one is called the Sierpinkski Triangle, and that's quite a famous fractal drawing, because these didn't start out in computer programming. They actually started out back in mathematics, all right? So a fractal is this never-ending pattern. So they're kind of driven by this recursion where you repeat inside repeats, and in effect, they're kind of pictures or mathematical models of ordered chaos. And fractal geometry is where these came from, and so where it's different to sort of your normal geometric shapes like squares and triangles and parallelograms and all those sorts of things, rectangles, is that it's the way they scale. You have the same shape repeating itself, but it keeps doing itself all these different sizes. So like for the tree one, when you do it, for example, you'll see a big tree branch, and then it builds a whole bunch of little tree branches inside it to make it look like it's got leaves all over the tree. And this is a process called recursion that happens in the def subroutine. Now the Python programs, it'll be hard to fully understand them because recursion's never an easy thing. I've never found it easy anyway to understand in programming. Some sort routines in VBNet use recursion as well, like the quicksort one that people do as part of final year computing here in Australia, in Melbourne. But yeah, I've never really, I know how to kind of code them and how to use them, but I've never really fully understood them. They're just one of those sorts of things. So the fractals for this lesson, most of them we just found by going to the internet and doing searches for Python programs that were doing fractals, and we've kind of picked the best of them to do in this lesson. So it's all in the step-by-step PDF guide, has all the details. Now, experiment around with the code and just try changing it. You can't break anything or do any harm. So this was one we got off Stack Overflow, which was this sort of like those curl shells you find at the beach. So it sort of makes these repeated curl shells, but we just played around with it to try and make it into this kind of crazy mixed up mouse. That's its 2 big ears and its head, and then it's got a super curly whirly tail on it. So if you're sort of into abstract art, maybe you can see that and understand it. But we kind of thought it was pretty cool when we did it. So look, play around with the things. It's really interesting to see what happens in all these kind of repeating patterns that are fractals. So like we said, the left one was from Stack Overflow, the right one's one that we made ourselves. And the challenge task for this one is, we'll give you a link where they show you all about the classic, this is a classic fractal called the Koch snowflake, or the Koch snowflake. And you can see there's kind of little 3-way things inside 3-way things and big 3-way things, 2 of them. One here that's right way up, one that's upside down. So yeah, it'll kind of draw the outside pattern, but you need to kind of use your skills that you've got already from our course to be able to fill that up with an interesting color. So everything's in the free download. This is a free lesson, so you can go to the link in the video and click on it and get to the page where you can get the free downloads, which will take you step by step. Now let's just have a look at some of the step-by-step things in the free download and just go through them quickly. And that's kind of pretty much it for this lesson. Alrighty, so this is a free download you'll get of the step-by-step instructions, the Turtle Graphics Lesson 4, and we've told you how we're talking about fractals, these repeating patterns, and the first one you're going to make is that Sierpinkski Triangle, and there is already some code there. If you go to this one here, Justin T26 at the very bottom of his webpage, let's click on that link and go there. So this was the one about, that's one we've done before actually. But if you go right down the bottom here, there's people that leave comments. And this guy called Justin was great because he left a comment here about how to do the Sierpinkski Triangle. So in these discussions here, we just need to see, yeah, Justin T26. Yep, so this code here, if you grab that code there, that's basically, you can just grab all that and copy it into PyScripter or PyCharm or whatever you're using. Alrighty, and that will get you this triangle here on the left, all right, which isn't great colors, but you guys know how to make a background color black from previous lessons and how to use better colors like blue, red, yellow, and magenta. So yeah, kind of fix this one up so that it looks more like this and looks a lot better. All right, so that's kind of a little challenge. You can get the code off the internet, but the challenge is to make it look a whole lot better. So that's the Sierpinkski Triangle. That's the first fractal we're doing. The next one you can do is the fractal tree. All right, so in this one, again, there's a link for some code here, and you can basically get the code. It doesn't quite work. You'll have to make a couple of modifications to make it work, but from the experience you've got in Python Turtle Graphics already, you guys should be able to do that, all right? And so a bit of patience and modifying, you should be able to get this tree. It does take a long time to draw all the tiny little leaves, about 2 or 3 minutes, even when you're running with fastest turtle speed of 0. Now you will also have to sort of move the turtle down the screen here for when it starts off drawing the tree, so the tree has a nice big long trunk before it goes off and starts drawing all these branches, because I think the original one just sort of starts here. But you can reposition turtle because you know how to lift the pen up and do that. We've done that in previous lessons. So all of this should come together. Your skill from previous lessons now enables you to go to the internet, grab some code, fix it up and use it, which is a really great thing. So do that fractal tree. They've got some other fractals there as well. There's 2 ones there that you can try out on that page. And the next one's a random snowflake generator. So this came from Geeks for Geeks, and you can go to that link there if you want to and look at it. Now we've modified it a bit, but the nice thing about this one when you put all this code in is you can actually give your turtle a name. So we've called our turtle Tommy. So you can say Tommy Turtle, Tommy the Turtle, because he's totally awesome because he's drawing fractals for us today. And what you can do is once you've named your turtle, like Tommy equals turtle.turtle brackets, then everything you do, you're just telling Tommy to do it. Hey, Tommy, set your speed to 15. Tommy, pen up. Tommy, go forward 10 times the size variable, current value of that. Tommy, go left 45 degrees. So yeah, it's all just Tommy, Tommy, Tommy. So that's kind of fun, naming a turtle. Now what this does is it's kind of got loops inside loops doing the branches, and then it's going to kind of make your snowflakes, and it's got the recursion built into here. And this last kind of loop makes it draw 20 snowflakes altogether. I think maybe it only drew 10 or something. Maybe we change it to 20. You can try and change that to do more, and it makes really nice little collage of snowflakes, okay? So that I think was 20 snowflakes using those colors. Try use more snowflakes if you want, but like all these fractals, it does take a while for Python to get all of that drawn. So it's not something that's just going to finish in 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds. It might take a minute or 2 for this to run through and do all the drawing, but it's worth waiting because you get a really nice kind of fractal snowflake drawing out the end of it. All right, this is the one from Stack Overflow that kind of made those spiral shell curls. They were just like a whole bunch of tangled string all over the place. But then we've modified it So this is where we kind of made our crazy tangled mouse. So you can have a look at that and see what we changed. And feel free to change things yourself and just see what happens in the drawing that you get. So by changing that kind of all over the place tangled up string, we kind of made our abstract curly whirly tail mouse. There, it's two big ears. See, that's perspective. This ear's closer to us, so it's bigger than that ear. So he's kind of rotated angle. Yeah, I know all you people know your graphic design, right? And the challenge task is the Koch Snowflake fractal. So if you go to this link here, and we'll go there and take a look, it goes through about how the Koch thing is actually put together, or the thing with using these triangles to make the shapes, and then you get all of this happening. And here it's got the Python code to create what they call the curve. So you can just click on this symbol here to copy the code, and you can get all that code there. And then it is just a matter of going back and looking at the fill color things that we've done in previous lessons, and you can get that all filled in a nice color, like we just got ours all filled in yellow. And we made a black background too, because it looks a lot better on a black background than a white background. So I think their version will give you the snowflake on a white background, just the outline of it. But once you got that, all the hard work's done. You're just going to change the background color and change the fill color, and that's it for this lesson. Do a search, just look up Python fractals in Google and look around the web. There's probably a few more which we didn't find, which are interesting to do, or you might just be happy having done these ones and find out what fractals are and how we can actually take mathematics and program it into Python code and get some really, really cool kind of interesting drawings happening. Okay, so remember there is the Python programming course at passyworldofict.com/Python, and this lesson will be up there, and you'll be able to click on that and get the free downloads for this lesson. So if you're a teacher, get those downloads, give them to your students, get them into fractals and doing some really interesting Python turtle programming. And we're planning to continue with these Python lessons, so should be one out in the next 7 days easily. And so give this video a big thumbs up, and thanks to all the people that have emailed us telling us how much they like what we're doing and how useful it is for them and their students. And make sure that you subscribe to our channel so you see when the next totally awesome Python video comes out, and subscribe, and then we'll see you in the next totally awesome I gotta keep doing that Python lesson.